Welcome to your tutoring session. Go ahead, grab a seat and get your notebooks ready because today we're prepping for our consumer health exam by doing what we do best, analyzing the claims on a very specific product label. Think of the modern grocery store aisle like a massive, high-stakes multiple choice test. Honestly, every single package is practically screaming for your attention, throwing health claims and buzzwords at you from all directions. To succeed, well, you can't just skim. Actually, scratch that. You literally have to read the packaging like it's a textbook. So in this explainer, we're going to dissect one specific label, figure out exactly what it's promising, and build a rock-solid analytical framework that you can use literally anywhere. Here's our quick syllabus for today's session. We're breaking down this dense label into 4 key lessons: the product overview, the caloric budget, metabolic claims, and decoding the terminology. Then we'll wrap it all up with a final exam review to make sure you've got this down cold. All right, let's dive into Lesson 1, Product Overview. We'll start with a macro view before we get into the nitty-gritty details. Take a look at the brand right up top, GVSK Nutraceuticals. And there's the product name, MOG TEA, in those big, bold gold and white letters. Now, notice the visual cues they've chosen to use here. You've got this steaming hot, dark beverage, a round brown fruit sitting right next to it, and a little bowl of crystalline powder with a fresh green leaf. Before you even read a single word, this label is giving you a visual vocabulary lesson. It's communicating warts, natural plant sources, and something that looks remarkably like sugar, but, as we'll see in a minute, claims to be something else entirely. Make sure you jot down these core fundamentals for the exam. The brand is GVSK Nutraceuticals, and the product is MOG TEA. But the absolutely crucial piece of data here, it explicitly markets itself as Diabetic Friendly, right there in that dark brown banner. Also notice it contains exactly 30 sachets per container. This isn't just a casual whenever you feel like it beverage. By stating 30 sachets, they're heavily implying a one-a-month supply. They're trying to build a daily routine with you. Moving right along to Lesson 2, the caloric budget. Let's isolate the hard nutritional data. Dead center on the label, it explicitly states that the tea contains a range of 0 to 2 kilocalories per cup. Notice it doesn't just say 0. It gives this tiny, almost microscopic range, 0 to 2. To really grasp this for the test, let's use an everyday analogy. Think of this 0 to 2 kilocalorie claim like a tiny 2-cent charge on your monthly credit card statement. If your daily caloric budget is, say, 2,000 calories, a 2-calorie hit is a literal rounding error. It's mathematically there, probably coming from some trace elements of the natural ingredients, but practically, it has absolutely zero impact on your diet. It's basically the caloric equivalent of the energy it takes just to lift the mug to your mouth. By putting 0 to 2, the label is projecting a sense of strict scientific accuracy while effectively just functioning as a 0-calorie drink. Okay, Lesson 3, Metabolism and blood sugar spikes. We need to transition from simple math to biology now. So let's ask the critical exam question. The packaging promises a pleasant taste and natural sweetness right out front. But if something is sweet, you know our brains are biologically wired to expect a huge influx of glucose. So how on earth does this tea deliver that pleasant sweetness without causing a massive disruptive spike in your blood sugar? The answer is hidden right in this checklist of metabolic promises. It guarantees no added sugar and explicitly states no blood sugar spike. Let's use another analogy here. Drinking a standard sugar-loaded sweet tea is kind of like riding a terrifying roller coaster. You go click, click, click all the way to the top with a massive sugar rush, and then, boom, you experience a sheer exhausting drop, the dreaded crash. By promising no blood sugar spike and reinforcing that it's diabetic friendly, this label is assuring you that drinking MOG tea is like taking a gentle, smooth, completely flat train ride for your metabolism. You still get the scenery, the sweetness, but without any of those dangerous drops. Now, how do these two specific concepts actually play out together? The label boldly claims the product is completely sugar-free in multiple spots while simultaneously delivering natural sweetness. You know, in the world of consumer health, these terms used to be total opposites. Sugar-free historically meant artificial, chemical-tasting sweeteners. But here, they're brilliantly juxtaposing the absence of traditional sugar with the presence of nature. It's a highly targeted claim meant to totally ease the mind of a health-conscious consumer who wants the sweet reward, but without the metabolic penalty or the weird artificial chemicals. Which brings us to the vocabulary section of our exam. Lesson 4, Terminology, Advanced Ayurveda. Right next to natural sweetness, the label drops a seriously fascinating phrase, Advanced Ayurveda. Strictly in the context of this label, Advanced Ayurveda is the stated framework that supposedly allows MOG TEA to bridge that gap between being sweet and being healthy. Ayurveda, as you might know, is a traditional, ancient system of medicine with roots in India, relying heavily on natural herbs and botanical balances. But by slapping the word advanced right in front of it, the label is essentially marrying ancient, trusted natural wisdom with modern nutritional science. It's an incredibly clever two-word marketing tool designed to justify all the health claims on the box. And this perfectly illustrates the ultimate goal of the manufacturer. Check out the last two check marks: pleasant taste and daily healthy tea. This terminology supports the product's true end goal for you. They don't just want you drinking this when you're feeling under the weather or need a quick remedy. No, they're pairing the promise of a pleasant taste with the direct instruction to make this your daily healthy tea. Remember those 30 sachets we talked about earlier, that perfect month's supply? The whole label is carefully constructed to turn a simple dietary choice into an unbreakable daily habit.
All right, students, pencils down. It's time for our final exam review. Let's synthesize everything we've studied today.
I want you to memorize the step-by-step checklist, because this is exactly how you should break down the information on any consumer health product you pick up. Step 1. Check the brand and product name so you know exactly who's talking to you. Step 2. Verify the specific caloric numbers. Always look for those micro details, like our 0 to 2 kilocalories. Step 3. Cross-reference the metabolic claims, like Diabetic Friendly, with the taste claims. Are they promising you a smooth train ride or a roller coaster? And finally, Step 4. Identify the underlying methodology or terminology, like Advanced Ayurveda, so you understand the specific authority the brand is trying to claim. So we've successfully dissected the GBSK Nutraceuticals MOG TEA label. By breaking it down piece by piece, we've proven that the 0 to 2 kilocalorie budget, the diabetic-friendly metabolic claims, and that specific advanced Ayurveda terminology, they don't just exist randomly. They all work meticulously together to sell one very specific health narrative: a safe, naturally sweet, daily habit that absolutely won't disrupt your metabolism.
Class dismissed. But as any good tutor will tell you, the real test doesn't actually happen in the classroom. I'm leaving you with this final provocative thought. Now that you have this structured analytical framework in your toolkit, how are you going to apply it the very next time you pick up a brightly colored, promise-filled product in the grocery aisle? Are you just going to look at the pretty pictures, or will you read that label like a master? Until next time, keep studying those labels.